Hi, I'm Craig Phillips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an invisible hidden door using tray panels acoustic wall boards. However, we're not just going to cover the door and wall, the door's going to be able to open and close. Now this is the acoustic panel board and I'm going to be using. Now these come in a variety of different styles, colours and even textures. And the size of the boards start off at 600mm square, which is this one here, it's 2 foot square. Then the next size up is 4 foot, that's 1200mm by 600. And then the one beyond that is 8 foot, which is 2.4 meters, again by 600mm. That'll go from the floor right the way up to your ceiling in a standard size house. And soon to come, they're going to have even longer boards, about 3 meters in length as well. So the choice really is yours of what colour, style and size board that you use. So how do we make this door invisible? We start by removing the architrave from around the door frame. Cut away the cork or the silicone from both sides of the frame using a trimming knife. Then you can start to lever away the architrave from the frame using either a crowbar or a pulling bar like this. Do a small bit at the top, middle and bottom and you'll find the pins will start to pull away from the frame. Once you've removed the 3 pieces of architrave, use a scraper to remove any adhesive or silicone from around the plastered area. Then you can take a spirit level and you can check that your door, your frame and plasterwork is flush right the way across the wall from left to right and above the top of the door. Then you can be sure that the door and the hinges need no adjusting. Once you've taken delivery of your tray panel boards, if you're not fitting them for a couple of days, make sure you store them flat on the floor. So how do these boards interlock? So this is 2 off-cut pieces here. I'll show you this one first. You can see our slats are all going there with an equal gap in the foam behind, except this first one, if we turn it to here, we can see it's stepped back just a fraction. It's stepped down it a little bit along that one. And then the opposite edge, you can see again, the same size gaps all the way down here. Now this side is a lot longer. You can see it's even bigger than that. So what will happen is, once these are fitted to the wall, that'll get fitted first. That will mount over the top of it like this. So once you see they're bonded together, you'll see the gaps between them are all exactly the same. Now what we need to do is create that all the way across the wall. However, this joint needs to start on the end of your frame here. So that will sit on like this. The foam will go just to the edge of the frame, and that's where the little 2 or 3mm gap is there for the door to open. And then this one will be fixed to the door, but mount over, it's hard to do it when they're not fixed down, mount over the joint, yeah? And then we're going to be able to open that door, and this is going to allow us to do this and open it 90 degrees. And close up, leaving the seam in between it and the gap of the door and frame invisible. So that establishes for us where the first panel is going to be installed. It's going to be the 8 foot high one, 600mm wide, and that'll be our first one. And then you continue to the end of that wall, and same again here, straddling the door and continue to the end of that wall. You may be concerned about paneling the opposite side of the door and wall, where the door recesses back into the frame. This isn't a problem at all. We also have another video on our YouTube channels showing you how to achieve this. The link for this video will be in the description below. Now I'm using the oak effect, and this is going to be my first panel fixed on. However, this is where my hinges are. So as you can see, I can't quite get into the joint where the door meets the frame in there. So I am going to, using a trimming knife, cut out a small piece around the hinges. There we go, as easy as that. And of course we can paint them hinges black or swap them to a black hinge if you wish. Then you can repeat the same process on the other hinges. So now all I need to do is spin this round, apply multi-use adhesive on the back and bed it into position. Fixing these boards to the wall couldn't be any easier. Get yourself a good multi-use adhesive, Apply a line all the way around the outer frame about 50mm from the edge, then zigzag the adhesive through the centre about 300mm apart. Then once this is dry, this is ample enough adhesive to stick a board this size to the wall. With this board finishing directly on the edge of the door frame, I'm going to apply one straight line of multi-use adhesive from top to bottom to secure the edge better. Spin them around, place them right up on the edge of my frame, making sure it just goes around the hinges. There we go, perfect. You can always pop a screw in it top and bottom to secure it further before the glue dries. Then you can apply your second full sheet to the left hand side of your board, interlocking the two adjoining edges to get the same gap in between the slats. You continue fitting your panels all the way down to the end of that wall. Now I'm going to turn my attention to the door. So another full panel. When we place this into position now, remember this one edge on here has got the recess in there to kind of mount on top of that piece of felt. I'm just going to place it over it. Check that it covers our hinges in here. And remember, you can change them to black ones or paint them. That more or less for me is covering all of that. However, before I fix this to the door, I am going to place some window packers on the very bottom, jack it up about 4 or 5mm. That way, if you've got any discrepancies in your floor tiles or your carpets, etc., when you open the door, it's not going to catch. And now, before we put any glue on it, I'm going to pop a couple of screws in there and then give you two options what you can do above the door. So remove my packers. Great, well, let's see if this opens. There we go. We've got our 90 degrees opening here. We have two options with above. As you can see, I've sailed this up all the way up to the ceiling. So if you've got the ceiling space up there, you can leave that as a full one. But you may choose to cut it here, where the door actually opens. And that way you just cut a straight line all the way across there. And in the offcut, you glue and screw directly above the door, of course, keeping the slats in line. But I'm going to leave mine the way it is like that because I think it looks fine. The next stage is to get the third piece now along here. Again, this is going to be mounted onto there. We're not going to see any difference in the gaps there, but of course we can't leave this hanging all the way over to here. So we will cut it down as close to this seam as possible. Tray panel boards are the ideal affordable choice for creating that sought after wood slat look in your home. The panels have strong felt backing with excellent sound absorbent qualities. A quick dry run of the panel to see it fits in place okay, then you can take some measurements of the remaining edge of the door of where you need to cut on your sheet. Now these can be cut down very easily in a straight line through the felt using a trimming knife, but just be cautious what's below that you don't cut through into your carpet. There we go, with a good sharp blade, one single cut leaves you a beautiful smooth edge. So this cut now should straddle over that felt, and again leaving us an equal gap in there and finishing right on the edge of the frame where the frame opens in there, which it does. I put the packs again on the very bottom just to jack it up, give me the clearance, and now I'll drive a couple more screws in here before I glue it. Now this is the off cut with the nice smooth cut edge there. That will place directly onto this wall, just button up to where we cut it from. Maybe leave 1 millimetre or so gap, and then that should, can't even see where it is. There we go, open and close like this. Perfect. And even having a nice snug fit like that is going to help dampen the sound coming from another room into this room. So now I'm going to glue this, screw this into position, continue it to the end of the wall till it's complete, and if I'm happy with it, then I'll take these back off the door, the two pieces on the door, glue them and then re-screw them back into position. So that's my final acoustic panel glued into position to complete this wall and hide the door. So the door's closed now. You can't see any seam in there. I've lost it. Oh, there we go. That's of course where the seam goes, and that closes up that way. But I did say at the start, we'll cover the wall, make the door invisible. However, you're still going to be able to use the door. So of course you can see me opening and closing it there. However, it's worth investing into some magnetic push locks like this. Now these are double ones here. You can get single ones, and if you do, I'd recommend about 4 of them for a door this size and the additional weight on top of it. But I'm just going to fit 2 of them, one at the top and one at the bottom, with them being doubled. And how these work is, these are magnetic. You get these little pieces of metal, which they will be fitted to the door, and then this will be fitted to the frame. So once your door is closed once, the magnetic connection will hold it into place, stop the wind from blowing it open. And then when you push the door a second time, it's going to spring it open for you. So it's push once to close, second time to push it open. Literally like that. And that's where they are up there. And you press them again, and it holds it into position. One more time. Springs open. Closed. Second time. As easy as that. So that's how easy it is to create a hidden door using tray panel acoustic wall boards. If you're looking for more inspiration, follow us on all social media handles. And for more videos, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, if you just want to know more about the vast range of products that Walls and Floors stock, check out their website, wallsandfloors.co.uk.